So we basically had two big effects in season 5. The first one being the ship, which we already talked about, which Matt, who's with me here,
Hey, everybody.
inserts the ship into the shots in which we use it. The other big effect was this guy, the alien baby, otherwise known as Junior. And when we wrote it into the script, we thought, how are we possibly going to do this? And Matt, you actually...
I had an elaborate, terrible plan. It was like involved rotoscoping and match moving and tracking and all this crazy stuff. And then Bernie said, yeah, we're not going to do any of that.
So the question becomes, how do we have this effect without modifying the game or, spending tons and tons of time in post-production? So while we were shooting season 4, we found this effect that we could do, and it's actually a very simple trick of how we make the alien smaller. Basically, we use forced perspective, which...
Forced perspective.
Yeah, so basically what this trick is this trick is nothing more than when things are further away, they look smaller, and when things are closer, they look bigger. That's all it is. So we discovered there were some places on the map, the coagulation map, where we could line up the characters in a certain way and take advantage of the fact that the depth of field inside the engine is basically all the way to infinity, meaning that objects that are infinitely far away from the camera are just as in focus as everything else. And so we can set for a character further back, and we have this perspective of actually a smaller one. And as long as we align them in such a way that they're looking at each other, even though they're nowhere near each other, we get this illusion that you can see here, that the alien is much smaller than the Spartan.
There's a few other things you want to consider, like occasionally we cut off, the alien's feet, so you can't exactly tell where they are on the hill or the plane with the other character, or, shadows and things like that you want to take into consideration. But for the most part, you can use the environment and use this forced perspective trick pretty easily.
We can make the alien look minuscule here just by shooting a high angle. Here we're just standing on top of the warthog looking down at the alien, and in this reverse shot, we're standing the two characters up on top of the warthog and shooting from below from a crouch position. So, we get this different feeling in height when nothing in the game has changed at all. Anyway, so that's how we make babies in Red vs. Blue.